Hello everyone, this is Ross from retrodreambeam. I'm an eBay seller full-time. I've been doing this with my fiance Annetta for more than 3 years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to go into what we are shipping out today on Tuesday. A lot of good stuff still after the holidays. Historically speaking, for us, normally our January and February are actually the best months. I know that's kind of crazy. Maybe people just didn't get the stuff that they wanted in the holidays, or they had like the extra money. So then they start buying like their collectibles that they want or stuff that they thought that they were going to get. But we're not in January yet. But all right, first up is going to be this vintage. It's like a 1980s police speedboat, like toy or die-cast type of toy. We got a bunch of police stuff from a storage unit flipper, who they get storage units to sell actual cars. And then for all the small stuff, they eventually do like sales. And we just like personally know them at this point. So we'll reach out when we want to purchase stuff from them. But yeah, pretty cool, like boats and tanks and all these other helicopters and stuff usually sell better for us, and they're harder to find for people rather than like, you know, the Matchbox cars. This ended up going for $8.50. It's not like a crazy price point. There was like a broken piece that I included in here, like it's in here as well as I showed it in the pictures. It's just a simple, it's like one of those, a little headlight thing that they just need to glue. All right, next up is going to be this promo, Ambushed Happy Little Dinosaurs promo card. This is an convention exclusive from 2023 right here. This is just one card. These are like, that's sometimes what expansions are for board games. It's kind of weird. It will change, like you can add these in. Sometimes expansion cards are module, meaning you could just like pick and choose what ones go into your game. Happy Little Dinosaurs, I haven't played before. It has this particular art style. I had to look it up because I thought it was the company that did Kittens in a Blender board game, but it was the Unstable Unicorns. So they do this kind of like cutesy kind of art. This promo ended up going for $27.99. So yeah, that was pretty good. Sometimes I think that's actually more, wait, maybe it's not more than the Happy Little Dinosaurs board game, which I've never played, but it's going to be more than some of their other games. All right, next up is going to be a really old thing. I don't even remember where we got this. This is a laminated kind of like a little bar poster someone made. I think it's kind of custom. I think it's going to be a Chicago Bulls 1993 champions with Miller beer up there, Miller Draft. So yeah, people like to get random stuff like this and posters, and we used to get this stuff at estate sales. That's probably where we got this one. That ended up going for $11.91. All right, moving along, we have a combo order. This is going to be some chit tokens from C3I magazine. Sorry, there's a lot of different war game magazines. So this is going to be, it's missing one string of these. This is for Jutland, and oh, it's actually for a bunch of games. As you can see, this is color coded right here. These magazines would come with like additional pieces, sometimes updates to games, or sometimes just like mini expansions as well. There's also another row here that popped out, but there was one row missing. So whatever this game is here, the person won't have the pieces for, which is not a big deal, because if they want it for some of the other games, they'll be good. And then they also got this one right here, Tiger of Ethiopia, I believe, and I don't know what the bottom one was. I looked it up when I listed it. So yeah, this also would have had like a top part with more of additional promos and stuff. So they're good here with these two. They end up spending $24.48. Like I said, those C3I magazines, there's like 28 of them in total, and they have a lot of these inserts within them. You'll see shortly later that I also sold more C3I stuff. All right, next up is going to be Feng Shui. Right here, this is going to be Hong Kong Task Force 88. This is a RPG quick start rulebook. At first, I thought this was like a samurai role-playing game, but then when I just read the little blurb right here, it's a action movie role-playing game. So you're role-playing, making an action movie. So yeah, there's role-playing games for almost everything out there, and people like to pick them up. This is the quick start rule, so it's like a thinner rule book. So someone gets this, if they like it, they can go ahead and buy like the bigger book, the actual book, and all the additional expansion module books. This ended up going for $9.45. I've sold this before. I had one more at the storage unit because I make a note for myself to relist something when it sells. So I took new pictures there with like the slightly different wear on the cover, just so people know that they're getting the condition that I'm advertising. So yeah, $9.45 for that. All right, moving along, we used to do super well with this stuff, and I probably would still get it. These are VHS C Maxels. These are like the recording ones where you get to record stuff onto this. We just recently actually got, at my parents' house, we have a lot of home videos We just have to figure. They wanted Annette and I to figure out how to get them onto like DVDs or something. So we still have to work on that. We have some good funny stuff. Maybe if I can figure out a way to get a little bit of a clip on a channel, but I don't know when we're gonna get around to it. We're still in like the holiday blitz afterwards. It's kind of like the hangover from it, if that makes sense. You have to get rejuvenated. New Year's is coming up. We've been busy with the eBay, so that's in a good way. It's been exhausting. I forgot how exhausting eBay can be because we had like a really good year in 2023, and yeah, the sales were like a lot higher, so it was just constantly shipping stuff, listing stuff, and just felt like every day was going faster than what it should have. But yeah, we got these two recordable VHSs right here, $5.20, so nothing too fancy, but it depends on like what brand you get, how many you get. People want to get these with more of them. They want to record a bunch of stuff, the number of like hours on it. There's a lot of little variations of that. All right, next up, told you the C3I stuff, more of it sold. These are going to be like cutout cards for like a particular game. So this was from C3I number 13. It has these different planes on here. Like I said, these are cards you cut out. So there's 2 sheets here. I don't think that's all the sheets. This is going to be for Air Leader Series Falcon Leader. There you go, like whatever that particular military game. And then they also picked up this one. This has 2 sheets in here. It's the other one's behind here, but it's not double-sided. I believe it's more of the cards to cut out. This was from the first C3I magazine. So yeah, they probably just wanted the cards or whatever. But sometimes I'll get the C3I magazine stuff kind of like in a pile all over the place from like a collection from someone. So I kind of just like, I'll list them by the number of the magazine, and sometimes I'll separate, like the tokens from like the cutout cards. It's really hard to know exactly what someone's going to want to get for those. But yeah, they end up spending, what was it, $26.18 for the 2 for the combo order. All right, and then they asked nicely if we could please combine shipping, which we do. So they're going to be happy for that. All right. Next up is going to be a Christmas like ornaments, but so it's this cookie cutter Christmas tree, and it has like a little like jolly leaf thing up there, and then it has the ornaments little like ribbon. It's not like the hook one; it's like a ribbon one. So yeah, I don't know. People usually like pick up some ornaments or something for next year. Some people have like traditions like that. I knew someone that would buy Christmas ornaments after Christmas so they can look forward to putting them on the tree for the next following Christmas. People have like I know someone that every time they travel, they'll get one ornament. So their Christmas tree will have one of all the places they've been to. So yeah, people do stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. They end up going for $6.56. All right. Or maybe they're gonna make cookies with it. I don't know. It's a cookie color like ornament. I think maybe even custom, like someone made that. All right. Next up is going to be this magnet. We used to sell a bunch of magnets and pins and patches and buttons and stuff, or not buttons, we haven't gotten buttons, but like people like these little tchotchkes and stuff. This one says peace on here, so another holiday one. This is by Michael Company from 1998. I tested the magnet, it worked, because it's like a little like dirty on the back, which I showed pictures of. I think I got this for free from someone. They were like throwing this away with a bunch of other stuff. So this ended up going for $20. So yeah, it's crazy when people are going to toss out something that someone might like. Takes time to list a bunch of stuff, but I don't mind grinding through it. All right, next up is going to be a submarine model kit. Not like a crazy good one. I have 2 of these. So this is I just labeled like A in the storage unit, so I know which one to grab. But yeah, just a small, this is HMS Ursula. I have no idea what particular submarine that is. But yeah, people like the model kits all the time. They do them, especially during like the colder days. So they're sitting inside, they're bored, they're going to be working on their hobbies. $9.50. All right, moving along. We got like a political poster. I don't even remember where we got this. We'll get like big posters and stuff. It's a Dwight D. Eisenhower quote about like don't spend money on like rockets and missiles. Spend it to feed the hungry and the cold, like clothe the cold. So yeah. Political stuff probably does pretty well. We don't get it often, rather than maybe some pins and stuff, or pins. We've gotten like pins, and I have some listed right now, along with like movie pins we found at some point. But yeah, people like it. I know someone who has like a crazy cool political curio collection. It's like over like 10,000 things. They have like buttons all over the walls, on like boards and stuff. They have like anything you can think of as like a collectible for like political stuff. So it was really cool to be able to see that collection. Yeah, maybe one day if I can ask them if I can do like a little video for it, because it was really cool. It's just interesting to see someone's collection when they have like a really long collection that they've been collecting for like 40, 50 years. It's kind of impressive. All right, I wonder what my board games are going to look like 30 years from now. I mean, we haven't been buying that many, but you never know. I mean, I already think we have a lot, so I can't imagine. Like, I'm not bored of board games. I feel like we don't have enough time to play them right now, but I still like them. So we'll see as time goes on. We'll see if I'll still have the channel. That'd be crazy. I'll do a throwback video from 30 years ago. All right, I'm rambling now. Next up is going to be a CNC. This is going to be like a metal naval little ship. I couldn't name this particular one. Like, it didn't have its little identification, and I'm not good at identifying World War II miniatures or small ones, but I do recognize the packaging. So these things come in a like clear container, I believe, like this right here. And normally they'll have like a blue strip that tells you what ship it is. Sometimes when I get these as like parts and stuff or whatever, I do have to double check. I'll like type it in, you know, I'll try to make sure that the ship I'm advertising is the one that's being sold. But someone obviously was going to know it. I took like a close-up picture of that. So I was like, someone's going to know what ship this is. This ended up going for $9.99, even as unidentified. Moving along, we have an empty tin for Legend of the Five Rings. This is actually, it's weird that they call it a tin because this is their booster box. Where did I put it actually? I actually don't know where it is right now. All right, I'll have to grab it later. I think it's actually in the car. I think it's in a bin that I pulled out. So I was like, okay, well, I'm taking out the tin from the bin, and then I was going to have more room to list it in the box. So I just brought the whole box, but that's in the car. But yeah, it's a tin for Legend of the Five Rings, which is like a samurai game where there's like 7 different or 9 different clans. They're on this like world or continent where they're trying to appease the emperor. There's kind of, you know, there's kind of some shadow magic somewhere. All these clans have like pros and cons. They have alliances, rivals, and stuff. A lot of lore to it, but there's a lot of cards. And then the booster boxes come in a tin. So this is just like the tin, and they have a nice art, and they store a bunch of cards. So yeah, net $9 for that one. The booster boxes I sold between like 30 to like 100 for like a thing. It comes with 36 packs. That's how it comes, which is pretty cool. All right. Moving along, we have this Christmas log. This is going to be like one of those candles that has the triple wicks right here, and it has the stand. This one's cute because it has a squirrel on one side and then a Christmas tree on the other. This is probably like an estate sales find. Annetta probably picked this one up because it looks pretty cool. It is going to be heavy, but yeah, this ended up going for $10.50. A lot of the price is going to be in the shipping for that one. All right, moving along. We're almost done here. We have Munchkin. This is the Unnatural Acts expansion. This is like the base game. They had a bunch of different expansions that they numbered, which board games were trying to number expansions at some point, but then they realized people want to get things in order. So they might, you know, if they buy Munchkin, they would want to get the first, second, third, or fourth expansion. Problem with Munchkin is you can add anything you want. So there is no real order. So the company realized that, you know, they might have gone out of stock for number 2, and then people were only buying number 1, waiting for number 2 to add number 3 to their game. But like, you could add any of these. So there were some other board games that followed suit with these numbered expansions, but then a lot of the companies, I think, realized that was a bad idea, because a lot of expansions, you can just pick an expansion and play with your base game. You don't actually have to go in order, but people want to, you know, they mentally want to be in order for stuff. They want to, you know, collect it nicely, even if it's not like logical, because you can add any of these expansions in, they'll still want to get them in order. So yeah, this right here, I guess this one was actually number 2. I thought this one was number 4. But yeah, right here, no box. It's just all the Munchkin cards. Satirical card game. You're trying to get your Munchkin level 10. You're kicking down doors. You can make negotiations with other players, but you're also competing against them. So you also want to screw them over when you can with like curses and other ways you can like give them bad deals to make them think that they're getting ahead in the game. But yeah, this ended up going for $13.12. I always pick up the Munchkin stuff. It's pretty popular. I used to play a long time ago. It's not my thing now, but I because I've played probably a couple hundred hours of it, I know what people like, that it's a game that people enjoy and get deep into. Last up is this Kador. Which Warjack is this? Destroyer Heavy Warjack right here. This is already black and pre-primed. So and they also did some like rock basing. I don't know if you can see that. So that someone just needs to come in and paint this. The Kador faction is going to be the Russian faction. This doesn't have the card, but people buy these packs of cards, which you've seen me sell before, which have all the stats, or their stats are in the codex rule books of the armies. So yeah, Steamforged Games now has the rights for War Machine. They got rid of the Horde stuff, even though they incorporated some of like the lore and characters and spells into the War Machine. So it's just all called War Machine now. You can use the old stuff. So all the old stuff I have has been selling just as much as I've been selling the War Machine and Horde stuff, even before Steamforged picked it up, because it was still a pretty decent, cheap game for miniature tabletop for people to afford and find stuff for it. That ended up selling for $15.39. That's everything. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to help support us, take a look at our links down below. Have a good one.